December 19th, where are you going to be if you're local? If you're in Burbank, California, consider coming out to Flappers Comedy Club, 7:30 p.m. I'm headlining a great show. Jason K., Greg Cosmar, Carter, Parton, Rogers, Joseph Scrimshaw. Holiday edition of Hot Burbank Nights. Going to be a lot of fun. So please, if you're local, do consider coming on out. Get those tickets at flapperscomedy.com. I gotta add this to my website. I've been so lazy. Hey, everybody, welcome to a Monday edition of the Blathering Live. It is Advice Monday. Do you have advice? Call on the show and ask it. Post it in the chat. All right? Do that. Detective McCarcel says, I mostly need advice for passing this electronics final I have on Saturday. I got nothing for you. Mr. McClunky checking in, saying hello before the Eagles game tonight. Thank you, Ken, for your Monday show. It helps. I appreciate that, Mr. McClunky. I'm both in love with football and not in love with betting on football, though I didn't lose any money. We'll talk about that with producer Steve in a second. We have got Carbon Swap. That's Chris coming. He says I'll be in Burbank seeing Ken Napzok. Oh, okay. I'm going to look forward to that. Via here, second Napzok live today for me. Love that there. Brennan's here. Addie's here. Our rating, I know this Christmas movie's champion. She moves on. I'm not alone today. Producer Steve is here to help get me through. We got about an hour show. Earlier time tonight, Producer Steve, 50% of the reason is you. You didn't ask.
Yeah. I got a message. The bat signal went out early and was like, hey, we're starting earlier because you have a football game to get to. And I thought, wow, that's the nicest thing anyone's done for me in a long time, Ken. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It was also 50% my need too. Let's not lie. I'm having, I won't reveal the friend. I don't know why. Well, Mark Ellis and I, so that's the friend. I'm revealing that. But there's one of our friends. Steve asked, have you ever done this? One of our friends called us about like 6 weeks ago, almost 2 full months ago, and said, hey, on December 8th, can you two take my parents to dinner? I don't live there anymore. They're in town. They need something to do. They want to see you both. Can you take them to dinner? And now it's changed to mom and aunt, but Mark Ellis and I are taking our friend's mom and aunt to dinner. Would you ever do that? Have you ever done that? And what do you think about that?
I haven't done that before. I think this is adorable. You're a good friend, Ken. You and Mark are both very good friends. Let that be said on the front end. I would love to do this specifically because there was a big running joke with me and a group of friends. Ken, I'm just going to say it bluntly. One of my friends has a super hot mom. Like, we're talking like 60s and still hotter than most 30-year-olds. Okay. I'm not kidding. She is like supermodel hot.
Gotcha.
So what I do, absolutely. And we know exactly whose mom we would pick, and we would make the biggest deal about it all the time. Yeah, I know I'm married. It's okay. I can still say someone is attractive. David McKay, it's okay. But that is just because we've been giving that guy shit for his mom being hot since he was like 12. That's absolutely because nothing would be better than me and like 3 of my boys calling, hey, guess who we're going to dinner with tonight? Because she's single. She's famously single. Not we didn't have a stepdad or anything growing up. That was the butt of some jokes. Everyone saying, hey, I'll be your stepdad. Don't worry. Blah blah blah. So anyway. Oh yeah, he's trust me, he's fine. He's fine.
It's fine. He's fine. He got through it. He got over it.
Yeah.
Oh my, says Vulcan Dare JB. Yeah, that's great. Well, it's gonna be fine. I'll keep you updated on that. Yeah. So we got advice calls. You got advice comments. Swing through a little bit of the news. We'll do some football. I had a bad week. I had a bullshit week. Football picking. I had a great week with the Miami Dolphins. Steve. Proud to announce the Miami Dolphins have the same record as the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. We're not just on the graphic. Depending on the network, we're at the top of the graphic. Quite a weekend.
Yeah, you're not just at the bottom of the graphic. You're like in the mix of the graphic. Like a lot of times that last team is on there is like, oh, that's cute. That's kind of like where the line is. You guys are fully on in the mix. The greatest representation I saw on the internet today of the Dolphins was, the John Daly Tiger Woods meme where John Daly's just standing there smoking a big cigarette and he's sitting there and Tiger Woods is looking like that. The Dolphins are John Daly and the Chiefs are Tiger Woods. That is the epitome of what your football team is.
Right? And Addie's right. 6'7", 6'7".
Hey.
Dolphins. The Dolphins did what they were supposed to do against the Jets, dismantled them. They made it. I thought we were going to pull a Saints thing where we let that punt return back for a touchdown. I was like, I even wrote you. I was like, oh, this is what's going to. They're going to just. They're going to make it too interesting, but they didn't. They destroyed the team. That's what you're supposed to do. Talk about that second. We'll swing some news. I got Chris is calling in with some advice. We got a advice comment. But Steve, you're telling me I need to start doing push-ups at the airport.
Oh, not just push-ups, Ken. Pull-ups too. My God, you gotta start cranking out pull-ups in the security line or when you're getting your bag checked.
Okay.
So our esteemed administrators had a press conference today. I believe it was at Dulles. I could be wrong on that.
Okay.
It looked like Dulles. It looked like the ticketing area at Dulles. RFK Jr. and Sean Duffy of Road Rules fame held a press conference talking about how they're going to make the airports great again, specifically Dulles Airport. And Duffy said something about, how are we going to make airports better? I didn't hear anything about like hiring more air traffic controllers since that's like a current crisis, or paying people more to. No, we're gonna. He's like, we'd like to see like gyms and open workout areas in the airports, because isn't that what you want to do when you're waiting in between flights, is just crank out like 20, 30 push-ups, some pull-ups, maybe just, buys and tries day in between connecting flights. That's who doesn't want someone sweaty who just worked out sitting next to them in that middle seat.
Oh man, that's what I want to get all nice and sweaty and glazed up before I slide into the center seat. Oh yeah, with some strangers. Oh yeah, it's already just a cavalcade of odors in that airplane. Let's add to it. What is the obsession? Okay. I like working out. You probably can't tell it now, but I like going in the gym. I like eating sometimes a little bit more. I think physical fitness is important. I don't scoff when my doctor says, the number one thing you can do is lose weight. And I think that's sometimes a cop-out, but I'm there for it. I like sports. Steve, you like sports? I like sports. What is this obsession? And I'm not going to say with the right, but with this ilk, because this is not necessarily everyone on the right. This is this ilk that are so obsessed with this alpha workout, push up, pull up, that this is all they think, and this is what they think. And if you don't go along with this, like if you're like, I don't know, maybe hire a couple air traffic controllers, they'd be like, you beta cuck. Like what's the upset? Where does this come from? Is it just this quest for power?
I hope so. I mean, you're kind of asking me to solve the the masculinity crisis that we have in this country right now, which I wish I could do in the next few minutes. But I think I think the connection there to the Jim Bro caricature is the illusion of fake control, or like if you can shape and mold your body and have all this control over your body and tell yourself what you're going to eat, tell yourself what you're not going to eat, when you're going to work out, how you're going to work out, all the different numbers of it all, like. I think it's a control thing, and I think it's like kind of like a fake sense of control, because they're the only ones that are both seeing it or benefiting from it. And so like that they see that regimented kind of lifestyle and want to apply that to just everything. And they think that somehow makes them stronger than you and me, Ken, because I don't eat creatine for breakfast.
Yeah, and I've had conversations with some thing, and Tully points out a truth. It's a fascist thing. Mussolini was the same way. It's about machismo. Yeah, and I hear a lot when I've had some of these conversations with friends of mine. And again, we got Detective McCarcel. We Adam Knight. We have our Blathering Fit Club. I'm all for it, but it pushes into this realm of the absurd. And I have a lot of my friends in that space will be like, yeah, but hunter gatherers. This is the world. If the apocalypse hits, are you going to be able to take care of your lady? Like that's the shit I've heard for a long time. It is the age-old misconception about the true power, or your true worth being tied up in your muscles, and it becomes comical with people like Sean Duffy and Robert Kennedy Jr.
Yeah, RFK Jr. was doing pull-ups on camera, like it was on C-SPAN. He's just sitting there. He took his jacket off, thankfully, because that's the other thing is Sean wants you. Mr. Duffy wants you also to make sure that we're classing up the joint and wearing suits and nice clothes to the airport. I guess so. RFK was proving that you can still get your pump in your button down, tie still tied, and he was cranking out some pull-ups, and he looked like he was struggling on the last two, but knew like, oh shit, I'm literally going to get fired and cast into a pit of despair if I don't look strong and masculine on TV. So he finished him.
Yep, that's it. It's comical, and it's just it'd be so comical if it wasn't so. troublesome because they're in power, because they're in this spot, but not for long. I truly don't think for long. I think the snake is starting to eat itself there. But all right, well, I haven't even seen that. Thank you for updating me on that, Steve. I think that's very important.
Yeah, that's
right. College football. What's going on in college football? I'll take I don't watch college football jokes and put them on the shelf for a second. I have been seeing that there's something going on, that the whole thing's unraveling. Please explain more.
Yeah, so the college football playoff was announced yesterday, the 12 teams that will be participating in the playoff starting in a few weeks. And they have all sorts of different rules and stipulations, but at the end of the day, it comes down to 11 rich old white guys and one rich lady sitting in a room deciding these are the 12 best teams in college football. That's who's going to play for the playoff. There's a couple of automatic qualifiers in there, again, decided by this same committee. Long story short, Notre Dame was left on the outside looking in. Notre Dame was 10-2 this year. They started 0-2, won 10 straight games. Okay. All sorts of different sports reasons as to why they should be considered good enough to be in. And they made a big hissy fit and said no. So since they didn't get in the playoff, they were going to be offered a regular bowl game, right? Because there's like 30 of them now that aren't the playoffs. And so they said, no, we're gonna take our ball and we're gonna go home, literally, and we're not going to play a bowl game because we think we should be in the playoff. And so they said, no, we're not going to be in the Duke's Mayo Bowl or the Pop-Tart Bowl and see the largest live Pop-Tart sacrifice in history. That's what they're touting this as. I'm so excited for this.
Haven't they done that before? Is this the bigger than the one last time?
We're upping the ramp. Oh, yeah.
My God.
Pop-Tarts. Yeah, this is a whole thing. So Notre Dame said, we're too good for that. We're the Catholic Church. We are above Pop-Tart sacrifice. And said, we are going to put the first nail in the death of the college bowl tradition coffin and not go to a bowl. Because Notre Dame, again, is really saying F you to all the money. Notre Dame has its own television package with NBC, Ken. So they're the only school in the country that has kind of their own contract with a network like that. And
how else was I going to watch Tim Brown return kicks in the late 80s and 90s?
Right, exactly. So this is, everyone is worried that Notre Dame saying no to a bowl game is now going to make it so that the rest of this is going to have a domino effect and the bowls are going to fall out entirely. And all of the corporate sponsors are freaking out because, oh my God, we have all these pointless bowls so that we can send a bunch of, our board members to these bowls games in Florida for a weekend in December and expense the shit out of it. So this is the after school sports people are very up in arms today about what's happening with and you're yawning and it's okay. I understand. That's kind of, again, I'm not a Notre Dame guy, but I thought this was funny that the Notre Dame not wanting to go to the Pop-Tarts Bowl could be a catastrophic domino in
its history.
America's second most popular sport.
Right. Behind. Yes. Okay, sure.
Pro.
Okay. So where do you come? What do you feel here? What do you feel is going to say? And I'm just going to put this on the table. One of the reasons I never took to college sports, if I'm being honest, and I'm not joking around about it, just being honest, it was I didn't like how they determined the national championship. It just seemed like what you're talking about. A lot of guessing. There was no direct playoff system. So they have one, but I don't follow. So I don't know if it's worked or not. Do you think it's worked or not over the last few years that they've had it?
Yes, the college football playoff has been a huge improvement over what you get. So, yes, you're totally right. It literally used to be at the end of the season, they'd play the Bulls, and then a bunch of old white guys would get in a room at the Associated Press and whatnot and would say, that's the national champion because they went undefeated and they beat this team in a bowl game, and that's who the champion is, right? And all sorts of teams claim championships from different years, yada, yada, yada. In the early 2000s, we got the BCS, which was the computers deciding everything, the robots deciding who was 1 and 2. They would play, boom, champion. Now we have the playoff system, which is a 12-team bracket, went from 4, now it's 12. And so it feels more legitimate. This is a better system, but now every year we do this thing where we bitch about who's 13, 14, 15 and why and et cetera, et cetera. And why does Alabama get in because they're Alabama, blah, blah, blah. So Notre Dame is this year's, team complaining about not getting in, but they've kind of every right to be pissed. Yeah, and they've taken it a big step further by just saying, we're done, we're going home.
So that's what I like. That's what I'm getting at. This is the whole point of this conversation here. That there's some justification what they're doing because the playoffs are not determined by record; they're determined by backroom dealings.
Partially, yes, because five teams automatically qualify. The rest of them are at-large bids.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm surprised. I'm with Notre Dame here. The Bulls are now just an advertisement vehicle. They probably always were. Let's be honest. But Okay. What happens now as a college football supporter that you are? What happens now?
Yeah. I think the playoff will get expanded soon. We'll see a 16-team playoff eventually so that we are splitting hairs on 17, 18, and 19 instead of 13, 14, and 15 because at the end of the day, these TV shows that gin up all the excitement about the playoffs
Mm-hmm.
every week and everything, it all makes way too much money for them to actually fix the problem.
Right.
So we're going to do what you do in sports entertainment, which is put like a big old Band-Aid on it. And so wait for it to leak somewhere else because a leak is not really a leak as long as the boat doesn't sink. It's just another thing for people to engage about. And that's what sports entertainment is these days. It's engagement.
Right.
It's decisiveness. It's how can we make things
Right.
exciting? And the emphasis is less on the competition aspect of it, especially
Right.
with college football. College football is a beauty pageant in shoulder pads and a lot of money because
Okay.
that's all it is.
A lot of money. There it
Yeah,
is.
a
All right.
lot of money. A lot of
Asked, asked, answered. I feel as I know a lot more about that than before the conversation started, and I appreciate it.
money.
Sometimes the leak is just a water park, says Laser Bolt. All right. Let's take an advice comment. Then we got an advice call. It's Advice Monday. If you got a call, maybe you can ask us, hey, I need this advice. Tully says, how's this? How does one actually relax? What's the trick? Is there a healthy and cheap way to stop thinking? I talked about this a little bit in a Blathering mailbag. I talked about this, I think, a lot in a Monday morning show a couple weeks ago leading up to Thanksgiving. The whole thing about Thanksgiving, other than, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving a lot with family and all that stuff, was I wanted to achieve boredom because that's the only way I felt I could relax. I was just talking with my mom today, who actually has had COVID over the last few days and has been okay, doing good, but like she's going crazy over just having to sit at home and relax and rest. Steve, do you suffer from this? The I can't relax, and I know you got a kid, realities aside, but in general.
Yes, absolutely. I talked a little bit about that. So having, being someone who deals with things like anxiety and just feeling like you always have to be like, I will just start doing dishes that are basically already clean just so I can feel like I'm being productive on certain days
Right.
or like even though I'm working full time, managing two kids or something, I'll still feel like something's not good enough. So that's how I kind of fall in that
Yeah.
trap.
Yeah. Do you think, and anyone in chat jump in here? How is this something drilled into us? Is this hustle culture? Has this always been the
Yeah.
case? Is this hunter gatherer shit? I don't know. Should we be doing pull ups with RFK Jr.? Is it the vaccine, Steve? Was Jenny McCarthy right? Except for it was more about we can't relax. I don't know. It just seems like we all have this like inability. And I'll blame phones. I don't necessarily think that's always the case. The social
Yeah.
media, everything, but like I can't sit in a state of rest.
I know what it is. It's the fact that I work in an at will state, Ken, and I can be fired for blinking the wrong way or just because my boss feels like it one day. That's part
Yeah.
of it. I'm going to be honest. That's just like a thing that just weighs over my head just from
Mm,
at any one given time, anyone's livelihood could be taken away and you're replaced by someone else and the world moves on.
yeah.
Um, I think another part of that is I had like this just terrifying trait of laziness built into me as a kid, like of not being lazy, of
Uh-huh.
almost to
Yeah.
like a fault to a point where it's like contributed to some of that stuff. So I'm like terrified of being lazy, and that doesn't allow me to be bored. Which doesn't
Mm.
allow some of that like decompression, I guess, if that makes sense.
It does totally make sense. Detective McCarthy says I can relax, but I always have too much to do, so I'm not allowed to relax. At any given point, I have something I should be doing, so that ties to it. Brady says, I'm sure some TM practitioners can chime in how, but meditation is a way. I've tried. I've given it an old college Notre Dame leads a ball try. I just can't turn off the brain. I'll repeat a mantra if you give me a mantra, but even then I'm like, oh, well, I got to wrap this up. What do I do after this there? Dr. Hattie says my worth is directly tied to my productivity.
Yeah.
And she says, my therapist is actually trying to fix it. We got a call from Chris, but let's bring in Addie here. And Addie's, I want to know more about what her therapist is trying to do to fix this so we can answer Tully's question. Addie, what is the secret?
Well, we haven't unlocked it yet. So that's part of the problem.
What are the tools she's giving you?
We try to remember that there are things that there are certain things that you can do that are still like you're being productive without necessarily being productive. So for example, like I don't need to go to work for 13 hours a day to be worthy of whatever I think I need to be worthy of and like prove my worth. Taking the time to take care of myself is also productive.
You're right. I like this. I like this a lot. Steve, you don't have to appear on the Saturday show to have any worth to me.
Okay.
Just putting away.
I mean, I guess I'll find other things to do on Saturday, guys.
No, I'm kidding. You have to. You have to show up. No, Addie, this all joke aside makes a lot of sense. Do you think this is something that's always been ingrained in you? Society, family, wiring? When did you realize it?
I've only realized it honestly in the last little bit, maybe the last couple of years. But what I actively realized was that grad school fed on like this worst part of my personality, and it's part of why I was able to be successful. Because like grad school is predicated on you working 18 hours a day and having no life and being willing to do that.
And that's the goal. Right. That's what you have to do. Right. That's if you don't, you're following us. I just yawned. Vince McMahon has famously in the past, fired people for yawning at the table, at the writer's room. Because
yeah, that like this is your life and you should be willing to give whatever you need to give to get this done.
Right.
Sort of thing. And like that just played to like my worst instincts as a person. And it because it does sort of directly my worth was tied to my work. And now I am working very hard to untangle that because I frequently let a lot of things go in favor of things I need to do for work.
Yeah. I feel it. No, I feel this. This is a great question, Tully. I really love, we joke around here. I love getting to the real stuff too. Brian Tiller, lead singer of the Moon Angels, checking in, says, just getting the show. I practice TM. Well, Brian, you should call in. You should call in, Brian, and give us some advice. Because Brady was trying to give us some advice, and it just doesn't work for me.
No, I'm with you, Ken. I have tried meditating.
There it is.
The closest I come is like the end of a yoga practice. And even then, within about 60 seconds, I'm like, okay, well, the video's almost over. So now I'm going to go do X, Y, Z, blah, 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 blah. Like there's.
Yeah. Brady says, close your eyes, slow your breathing, play repetitive sounds. I'm with you, Brady. But by the time I get to that repetitive sounds thing, I'm like, oh, I didn't edit those 2 shorts. Oh, my God, I got to get those up there. Oh, my God, I'm going to be homeless in February. When's this done? When's this done? How many more minutes do I have on DDP yoga? I need to find out. I'm with you, Addie. I'm with you. It's fascinating. Well, Vulcan Nerd asked a question, does listening to Taylor Swift songs help? Do you find zen in that?
No.
I mean, there's a lot of emotions in them. You probably go to her for other things.
I do. I'm also the kind of person who needs constant background noise. So there's just a lot of that as well.
Okay. I love this. Now, Vulcan Nerve JMB says, I got the opposite problem. I've lost all sense of urgency. That seems like that means it's time to go camping with Laserbolt, where you can just enjoy the pace of the forest. Laserbolt should write a book. Brian Taylor should call it. He should give us the advice on this. Now, I appreciate this, Addie. Appreciate this openness. Are there, since this has kind of emerged, and you've talked about it with a mental health professional, are there signs of improvement, and what are helping you reach those little beeps of improvement?
I think so. I do find myself, even on the days where I go to work for 13 hours, because those days still exist, I find myself taking and they only exist because of traffic that I'm not going to get into. Like I beat rush hour and then I go home after rush hour. As someone who lives in Southern California, you can probably appreciate that.
Sure.
But like I started going and taking myself to breakfast at the campus cafeteria and reading my book for an hour on the days I'm on campus for 13 hours instead of sitting in my office and working for all 13 hours.
Like it.
And then I'm trying to get back into taking my care of myself physically and working out.
So if Sean Duffy and RFK Jr. put little portable gyms in your cafeteria, you'd be doing push-ups and pull-ups. I see. It all comes back to that.
No, I have absolutely no upper body strength.
Well, that's their point.
Hey, that's why we need them.
You got to go.
Girl, I'm not supposed to.
You're supposed to have the leg strength. You're supposed to have the leg strength.
Yeah, they'd probably agree with that, though.
There you go. That is good. All right, Addie, I can take an advice call from Chris, but if you got an advice question, stay on the line and let me know in chat when you're ready to come back in for that. But I appreciate you popping in. I didn't plan that, and I saw you posting those comments, and I think you provided some wonderful, insightful things there for us to.
Happy to talk about my deep, dark mental health secrets on the internet. No problem.
Happy Monday, everybody.
Look,
Happy Monday, everyone.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. All right. Thank you, Addie. We'll hear from you in a second. If you have an advice, if you don't need any advice, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Oh no, I do. I do. I'm not just hanging out here for the hell of it.
Well, that's fine too. All right. We'll be back with Addie in a second. I do want to highlight something. Our buddy Shawnee from New York is here. Says, hey team. So I did not get a screenshot of it because I had a long Force Center episode today. I'm going to drop a link in chat. Sean's brother, Patrick, just completely lost everything that he owns, including some animals, tragically. Although he did save his dog in a house fire. He's lost everything. Escaped literally with the clothes on his back and his dog, losing 8 cats that lived in his home. Nothing survived. So Sean let me know of a GoFundMe that was established to help his brother get back up on his feet. I'm going to drop the link here in chat. It's a long link, so hopefully it will work here. Should be. It'll get up there eventually on all the things. Let me know, folks, if that link doesn't work. It might have split into 2 because that. So I might have to make it a bit.ly. But we'll also post it in the Discord there so people can have access to that as well. So like I said, you guys are always really generous with me with super chats and they help me. And it's not a link. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Okay.
I'm on it.
You're on it. That's why he's producer Steve. So you're always very generous with me, and I appreciate it during my tough year. But this is an immediate need to help a brother of our brother. So if you want to help or spread the word, that's always the best thing too. Sometimes if you can't support financially, because we're all in our own battles, and that's understood by everyone here, including Sean and his family. If you can get the word out, that will be a wonderful thing, because just there before the grace of God go out on this one here, just an absolute tragedy. And I sometimes have nightmares about this too, especially I leave and I'm gone for 4 or 5 hours and Franny's home alone. And, you're like, did I leave that thing on, or what's happened? Or I'm in an old house. Like, there's those things I think about all the time, and I can't imagine actually being it like Patrick. So there you go. Producer Steve made a nice little bit.ly. So appreciate that, Steve. So consider supporting. We'll bring it up throughout the show as well. Sean says, I appreciate the help and support. Yeah, we got you, Sean, as best we can. We'll get the word out and go from there. All right, we got an advice call question here. It's Advice Monday here on the Blathering Live. We'll be back Thursday with a normal show. I think I'll be back Saturday. The holidays are coming. I'll be gone for a little bit around Christmas time. Steve has some sort of family he wants to spend time with. We'll see what happens here. But I'm glad you're all here.
I showed you proof on Saturday.
Don't you say it. Don't you say it, Steve. I did not take it out. I did not take it out. I did not take it out. I actually almost considered making this tonight's thumbnail, but I was like, I can't do that to Steve. I can't, he's shared a vulnerable photo and, I can't do that to Steve. That's the greatest thing. Let's bring on our buddy Chris Carbon Swap into the show. Chris, what's your, how you doing and what advice do you need, man?
Good evening, gentlemen. Can you hear me okay?
You're perfect.
All right. Sorry, I'm outdoors. It's very windy outside, and I'm also in the flight path of an airport as well. But the question is, I actually have an advice question for you. So on Saturday night driving home, the check engine light came on my car. Okay. So today it's Monday evening. I have not done a darn thing about it. So how much longer, or how long do you usually put it off and be like, yeah, the car seems to be running fine? How long do you gamble on a check engine light is my question.
I've got 6 to 7 to 8 months, man. I've got almost a full
All right,
year.
Steve.
There's some qualifiers here because we need to know. We need to know like what make and model, age of the car, prior history. Do you hear? Do you smell something leaking? You know what I mean, like those kinds of things, or is everything normal?
Car smells fine. It's a 2017 Honda Fit, which my last Honda. I had for like Honda. I had for like 20 years, and the check engine light was on for like the last 2 years, and nothing was wrong with it.
Okay.
So
a 2017 Honda Fit probably repairs itself.
I think it might actually.
Yeah.
If it's a Honda or a Toyota, and it was less than like 40 grand when you bought it brand new,
correct.
It'll last until the next two like apocalypses happen at least.
So no performance issues with the car.
None at all.
Nothing shaking, shimming.
It's only been 2 days. So, but no, nothing shaking. Nothing. Everything's fine. So.
Narcolepsy suggests getting an OBD-2 reader. What is that? What is that?
That's the thing that the mechanics use to figure out the error codes, which I just found out. I think AutoZone or one of those places will do it for free. So I might.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. I got an AutoZone. You come over to my place. There's an AutoZone around the corner and a 7-Eleven. We'll get a burrito and you can get your car checked.
If you had told me an OBD2 was a character in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, I would have believed you. Like I would have been like, I would have been nodding my head like, yeah.
I'd have been like, Odell Beckham has a son. He's playing in the league. We can
make some content out of it. Yes.
Narcolepsy says you can get a Bluetooth one that links to your phone. All right, that's what I need. But here's the problem, because if I go to get one of these things and it's like I have to hook it up, I'm gonna blow up my car. There's no way I can handle this kind of stuff.
I'm not mechanically inclined whatsoever. So.
Yeah. Oh, and I've seen, so Narcolepsy says this, my guest will say you need a new gas cap. I did have this in Grace's car that we had sold a while ago. The check engine light kept coming up and nothing was going on. And the gas cap. Sometimes it's the gas cap, which to me seems like a lie. Then make a gas cap light.
Right. Or just have your like low gas thing like flash or something when you clearly have enough gas. Like why is that? Mm-hmm. Why are you scaring the shit out of us with a check? It's like putting us into DEFCON 2 because it rained. Like I don't understand.
Right. Yeah,
I don't like that. I don't like that.
So, all right. So option 1 is go to Ken's, get some burritos, and make some content out of this whole thing. Mm-hmm. And option 2 is just go to AutoZone after work. I guess option 3 is just wait 5 years.
I think that's safe.
I would go options. I would at least wait another 6 to 8 months and see if the car does anything else. Dude, walking into an AutoZone and walking up to them being like, "Hey, my check engine light is on," is like throwing a half a tuna into a tank full of sharks. Those guys will eat you alive.
All right,
you got to be careful about that. You know what I mean?
All things considered.
All right, yeah. Laserbolt says you can get a nice car diagnostic thingy for under $100, but then you're gonna have to drive to Laserbolt to figure out how to work it. I can't do those kind of things. I can't do it. So, Chris, thank you for the advice call. But seriously,
so
9 months, wait it out.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
All right. Chris, coming to see me live in Burbank on December 19th. Shouldn't you? Oh yeah. We got an advice call. Yeah. If he can get there. He lives, I won't completely give his address. Actually, I don't know his address, but he lives about 40 minutes sometimes on a bad day from me, but we're in the same part of the city. It's crazy. Brady says, "Yeah, I don't. Got any cat advice?" Brady, are you drunk again? Brady's drunk again. By the way, that was one of our more popular segments ever. Was Brady drinking the eggnog the other night? Saturday was great. I got to clip out the Christmas thing tomorrow. Quick swing through sports. Eagles. You got your Eagles tonight. This is an important game for your Eagles.
Yeah, it is. It is, but I'm actually not too stressed about this one. They get the Raiders next week, which is hopefully a get right game. Jalen Carter is not playing tonight. Lane Johnson's not playing tonight. So arguably the Eagles' best player on offense and defense is out. So that's not good, Ken. Not good. So I'm not going to beat myself up if they lose tonight. It's in LA against the Chargers.
Yeah. AJ Brown's playing though, right?
AJ Brown is playing. Yeah. But historically, when Lane Johnson does not play, the right tackle for the Eagles, when he does not play, this team struggles big time. So we'll see. We will see. The Chargers are beat up too. So, but this is the game that's on Nickelodeon tonight with like the little graphics and the funny football, like Monsters Inc. doing football. Yeah,
I didn't watch the one with the Madden that they did on Thanksgiving or Black Friday, right? I think it was. I play enough Madden. I'm in 2036. All right, coming into Tully has a question about the Super Bowl. We'll ask about that. Oh, update. Mandalorian Jedi, a.k.a. Scarlet Wolf, says the frothy pepper nog was delicious. That's delightful. All right, so I came into the weekend 34-31 with NFL picks. We'll go into more detail on Thursday. But, Steve, I went 1-4, which is bullshit because I was correct on 2 predictions of the wins and losses, but the fucking line got me again.
Yeah, the points got you, and you haven't. This has happened to you all year, where the points got you that way versus the points saving your ass on picks that you got wrong, but the team still covered. So yeah, that's why those hotels in Vegas are so big, Ken. Because even though you're doing so good all year, here we are, December 8th, and you're right back to where you started.
35-35. I picked Buffalo to win. They did, but not by enough. Not by enough. I was rooting for them to lose. Kansas City, I predicted them to win. I thought there was one more week into the collapse. But by the look on Travis Kelce's face at the end of the game, it's here now.
He looks done. Yeah, he looks like he's ready to go to Cabo with Taylor Swift for a few weeks. Yeah.
I mean, you've won Super Bowls. Your body is starting to break down. You're only in your mid-30s. And I don't mean this just in a thirsty way, but you got that wonderful person to go home to. What are you doing playing after this?
Right. Yeah.
What are you doing playing after this?
He didn't honestly, I think a big part of it was he didn't want to go out on the way the Super Bowl. If they had won the Super Bowl, he retires. If that was somewhat of a close game, maybe he still retires. They got their ass kicked. And I think the whole competitive football alpha bro in him was like, that can't be my last game.
Bro. Yeah, he probably went home to the lady and was like, bro. She's like, don't call me that. Baltimore predicted the win. They lost. They're 6-7. I predicted the Bears to lose but cover. They did not. But my Miami Dolphins won big over the Jets. Achane, 92 yards rushing, and he only played like a quarter and a half. Crazy game. Love it.
Yeah, your quarterback's bad. He's not good. This is the team is like winning in spite of him. It's kind of crazy.
Our offensive line and our jumbo package. It's to the point where I'm not even shitting on our quarterback as a Dolphin fan. I'm like, should we get him some help? Like he seems.
Yeah, that's fair.
Does he talk about some things?
Yeah.
Should we all gather up at the 50-yard line and just talk it out? Because.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I want to talk to Tua about too many things. I feel like when you ask the guy, hey, where do you think it would be cool to play an NFL game internationally? And he says Jerusalem. I just feel like that's, that's not the kind of CE that is,
Yeah, he's got the crosses on his cheeks. Thank you.
And I mean, it's just, there's a lot. I don't know. It just like, what are we doing there?
It's not a swipe at just religion in general, or beliefs in general. We all know those types. We got these types that are just like, hey, what's your favorite meal? The spirit of the Lord. Like, stop it. I'm asking about spaghetti.
Right.
I know you get
exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Play the game with us.
All right. But final sports question of the night here. Tully asked, is there a standout likely for the Super Bowl yet? I don't think there is. Broncos, Patriots, Eagles?
In the AFC, Broncos and the Patriots. It's like 2015 all over again. Yeah, it's the Broncos and the Patriots in the AFC, and the NFC. I think a lot of people would tell you it's the Rams. I kind of think the Seahawks are a little fake good. I think the Bears are a little fake good. I really like the Rams and the Packers right now. Me as an Eagles fan, I'm sitting here. I'm like those vampires sitting on the balcony looking down at everybody like, bitch, I won the Super Bowl last year and we beat the Rams and we beat the Packers. Why is no one saying me? But the Eagles have looked like crap for the last month. So
you just need to get in. Once you're in, short little playoff run, I would still fear you. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so.
All right. We got an advice call from Addie here in a second. If you have an advice, it's Advice Monday. Call in, become a YouTube channel member or a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/Napzok. Had some people jump on today. Including physics buddy Joe, jumping over from Force Center to my Patreon as well. I really appreciate that. We highlighted earlier, if you just pop it in or you're just swinging through, producer Steve put a bit.ly link out there. You can find it up there in chat. But we have a GoFundMe we are making people aware of from our buddy Sean about his brother who lost his house in a fire and is starting all over. Sean gives us an update. Says, my brother, what to say the following. Thank you so much. Love y'all. Ken, you're the best. Steve, the best. Blah, blah, blah. Thank you. I think that sums up our show. Blah, blah, blah. Thank you. That should be the tagline.
I mean, blathering, blah, blah, blah. We're pretty close.
There you go. I agree. Broncos feel flawed. I may be biased, but Nick's is so Jekyll and Hyde, says Vulcan Nerd. Yeah, no one... This is what the NFL wants, though, right?
Yeah. Broncos defense is Super Bowl good, though. That's the thing. Like, if you're Super Bowl good, folks, I watched my team win a Super Bowl with Nick Foles against the greatest quarterback of all time. The bar for a Super Bowl winning the Super Bowl is not as high. For a quarterback winning the Super Bowl is not as high as ESPN and the NFL Network would like you to believe. You just have to have a decent team. And if you have a really good defense, it's a hell of a lot easier.
That's true. And when you draft on Madden, do the same thing. I sign... When I'm in 2036 on my franchise, I renegotiate and sign all my defensive players. I let the offensive players go mostly. You're not worth that. You're just not worth that much to me. I'll find some guy working at a UPS loading dock right now to catch a football, but I need someone to stop a football.
Exactly. Right. Yep. Pressure. Yep.
Franny knows all this because I tell her all this as I'm having press conferences after my Madden games. All right. Addie is back on the call on the line. Dr. Addie, you have an advice question. What advice do you need?
I do. I'm sitting here listening to sports talk, reminding myself to turn on the game. Santa was having a beer during the national anthem, so life is good. I will root for the Birds tonight, Steve, but I need Vidal to score me about 15 fantasy points to shut Jared up.
Way too much.
That's way too. I mean, I'm talking about Jared.
He scored me 20 last week.
Yeah, I know, but for me, like for my fortunes tonight, for my team to win, for him to score 15 points, I don't like that. So
that's like one touchdown and some rushing.
Yeah, like I said, this isn't up for debate. It's fine.
You can't give me one touchdown. I need to shut you. You saw the shit talking I took yesterday.
Is Jared?
Well,
Jared,
hey, it doesn't bother you, so this shouldn't be an issue.
Is Jared the Time Pilot is a fantasy football shit talker, isn't he?
He really is.
He is. Addie, shutting up Jared is not your advice call, but what advice do you need?
So I have been having a problem lately doing things. Like, as in, like, making myself go to do things. Okay. That, like maybe events that I've already paid for, or things that I ostensibly want to do, but, like, I have to convince myself to leave the house to do.
Okay. So, events, like concerts, movie tickets, something like that?
Yeah. So, like, and like, fine, we can chalk it up to depression. That's probably not entirely accurate, but like, I had tickets to a musical on Saturday. I didn't go. And I bought a ticket to a movie tomorrow that I didn't actually spend any money on because I had rewards points, so it was free. And now part of me is like, maybe I won't go.
Is it depression or shopping?
How do you get over that? I'm sorry, Steve. What was the question?
Is this depression or a shopping addiction? Do you just do you like the process of buying things? Because I'm totally gonna. Dude, that dopamine hit when you see like order confirmed or like shipping started and tracking the package and all that stuff. I get it. So
Right.
is it that? Like, are you recouping the cost for some of these things?
No, the dopamine hit of retail therapy is a different problem. This is like, so like the musical on Saturday, I have a subscription when the shows come to town, and I wasn't particularly interested in this one, so I had trouble convincing myself to go downtown, pay for parking to see a thing that I wasn't very interested in seeing.
Yeah, I think that's what you're talking about here. I feel I don't want you to beat yourself up too much.
Right.
There is and sometimes it's age. Yeah, it's depression, and sometimes I get depressed and want to go out, and other times you want to get depressed to go in. But other times, and I've talked often about I crave sometimes just people, not attention, but I just crave the energy. I don't even need to talk to anybody. I just need to go order a slice of pizza and sit in the center of downtown Burbank and just feel the energy of life and earth and people. There's all that. I think I see if I'm off base here, Steve. I think by the time you get to your 30s, we've all done this before. So if you want to go to a musical, that's fun, that's exciting. But you're like, oh, I have to go. You run down the list of things you got to do, including putting on the good pants. And you're like, I've done this before. It robs. I just don't need to do this as much anymore.
Paying $26.75 to park my car.
Yeah, that's it. Parking, dude. I will turn down I'm an old man when it comes to this. I will turn down so many social functions if I even think parking or the experience getting out of it after the thing, like whatever the thing is, getting out of it afterwards is going to be an absolute shit show. I will turn down going to that thing because I don't want to deal with that. Especially like living near DC, parking anywhere in downtown DC is an absolute friggin' nightmare unless you have like one of those prepaid parking app things, and then you're lucky if you picked a garage that's like bigger than it was built for like colonial horses and buggies and shit like that or whatever it is, right? Like underground and cobblestones and all that kind of stuff. So no, that's just called turning 30 though, I think. Like Alden the other day was complaining about turning 30. I'm like, yeah, get ready to complain about parking, buddy. Because that was like the first thing that I noticed was like,
he's already there. Alden's 79.
I went to 2 shows last month. That wasn't a problem, but I think it's because I was actually excited about them. So like, I was like, I'm willing to pay for parking because I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, but yes. But even then, I have had those moments where it's the thing of like, you get tickets to a movie. Oh, on Friday, we're going to go do that thing. And then Friday morning comes and you're like, oh, I got to go do that goddamn thing.
Yeah. Yep.
It isn't that you suddenly don't want to go see the movie or you don't want to hang out with your friends. It's just a lot. And it's a lot to go do and a lot of money. And I think that's part of it.
And that's exactly what I've got happening right now. I decided I'm very fortunate. I don't have a lot going on this week because of the way my teaching schedule is. So I was going to take myself to a movie tomorrow. It's $5 Tuesday. I had $5 in rewards. I'm going to go see everyone's favorite part 2 of Wicked. And for a second time. But as I've sat here tonight, I'm like, that means I got to put the good pants on.
You got to put the good pants on. Jenny with the good pants. All right. And see, okay. Brady says transit. Vulcan Nerd says parking. Me and Brady just read train. Okay. Steve, I got to deal with the bus people here. Okay. I got to deal with the bus people here. That takes a lot of effort. In fact, that takes more effort for me. I sometimes like going down to LA Convention Center, LA Live. I like taking the subway here in LA. I think it's cool. It's quaint. But even that's 40 minutes. That's 40 minutes. I got to sit down and hope I'm not sitting in piss and I'm going to get attacked. That's its own kind of stress. So bus people, you're not out of this either.
I looked into taking the bus on Saturday. It would have been 30 minutes and then a 15-minute walk from the bus stop to the theater in like 13-degree weather.
Yeah, see? And then, well, yeah. I mean, again, when it's something big and special, going to, it's LA Comic-Con and I got a panel. I don't want to deal with parking and it's expensive. Take the subway. I'm with Brady on that. I'm with JB on that. Also, JB lives in a spot that's better for public transportation. But yeah, you're dealing with the cavalcade of things we got to do to go enjoy those things. That's what it is. And I think to your point, Steve, is when you get older, like fuck Laser Bolt. Who knows? At his age, in his forest meat life, he doesn't want to deal with any of this. He's dealt with this. You've just dealt with it too many times.
Exactly.
My dog is snoring.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes me feel a little bit better. It just like it has to be worth it.
Yeah, that's why I say I don't want you to beat yourself up. It is not just simply I'm depressed or it's a lot of things. Now sometimes maybe you got to kick your own ass to go out and have some fun. And then once you're there, you're having a good time, right? Like that happens too. I think that's fair. But I think what you're experiencing, especially if it's just a movie or you're going to weekend, it's you're working 13-hour days. That's not easy to just immediately switch into party Addy.
I think it's cute that you think there's a party Addy.
Oh, we're gonna look for Laserbolt says dealing with stuff is overrated. I think Laserbolt should write a book, quite frankly. life in a permanent forest. Addy, we're gonna host BlatherCon. We're gonna attach it to the LA Star Wars Celebration, and we're gonna unlock Party Addy and Drunk Brady. We're just gonna send them out in the world, Steve. Downtown LA Live. I think this is one of my goals. Addy, we're gonna unlock Party Addy.
Hope the world is ready. Hope the world is ready. It doesn't seem like Addy's ready, but we'll find out.
I'm just going to keep sipping my cocoa.
You drink absinthe.
We're going to spike that. Yeah, we're going to spike that. Oh, Alan Smithy's good. Call it Laser Life. A life in the forest. Seriously.
Oh, Alan, you can't give that stuff away for free, man.
Yeah, you got to trademark that. Addy, I appreciate it. Great question. It's something that's close to all of our hearts.
Thank you. And thank you for the reassurance that I'm not just a sad person. Because I really, I don't feel like I have been lately. I think there's just a lot going on in the world, and you gotta.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm ending the show here now, and I gotta take my slippers off. I gotta put on good shoes, fix my hair, which is a Trumpian-like effort for me to get my hair to look human. And I'm gonna have a good time once I'm there, but it's a lot of effort. And Mark Ellis is picking me up. That's kind of like a bus, Brady. And I'm still kind of going, I got to do that. So you're not alone, Addy. I appreciate that. Though I do agree with Tully. Addy dropping the F-bomb the other night was epic. That was a preview of Party Addy.
I felt so bad.
You're good. You're good. I dropped one on Force Center Star Wars Explained today. We're all good. Thanks, Addy. We'll talk to you Science Thursday.
Science Thursday.
There we go. All right, Dr. Addy, give her a follow, support her, and let her know she's not depressed. She just doesn't want to put on the good pants. There you go. I saw Patrick was in here saying hi. He appreciates the support. So once again, before we get on out of here, drop the link earlier. Find it up above. Look for it there. But we did drop a link here to help Patrick McCabe, who lost everything in a fire. We got a GoFundMe going, and you can help get him back up on his feet. I could not imagine, Patrick. We love you because we love the McCabe family around these parts. We love everyone here. And if you all out there ever need some help for something, you let me know. We'll spread the word as best we can. So if you're listening later, listening to audio, go to the YouTube side, and we'll get the word out there. All right, Steve, that's it. Eagles game's kicked off. I got to put on the good pants. I got to get some barbecue. I think we're going to wrap this one up, buddy.
I'm going to go put on the comfy pants and yell at the TV for 3 hours. So thank you so much, Ken, as always. Happy Monday.
That's why we love the sports. Hey, don't forget on YouTube, you can check the Moon Agers. We got the lyric visualizer video out for our new song, End of the Road. Pick up End of the Road if you want on Bandcamp. Help support us. You can also get my album, In My Day, live at the Harrison Pub in London, recorded 2023. It's on my Bandcamp, catnapzok.bandcamp.com. Great way to support me, an independent artist. And if you're local, please come out to see the show. December 19th, Flappers Comedy Club, Hot Burbank Nights, Holiday Edition. All right, that's it. We'll see you next time. Bye.